TNA's Slammaversary is this Sunday. And the reason we haven't talked about it as much is because of several things, which we'll go through very quickly. The World Championship match between Kurt Angle and EC3 was moved from Slammaversary to a Bell to Bell, not before the Bell, but a Bell to Bell special next week. And we have spoilers on that, which I will not talk about until a later date. Basically, there's no championships on the line. No championships. This is your biggest pay-per-view of the year, your anniversary show, and no championships, at least to my knowledge. This is a throwaway pay-per-view, pretty much, and we'll go through it very quickly. First off, this is an unsanctioned match. James Storm versus Magnus. Now, I have considered boycotting TNA because of the Mickie James, apparent death of Mickie James that we saw because of James Storm. It's very hard to even say this because, of course, TNA, knowing that this could have basically taken away their Destination America spot, apologized for this and said Mickie James was okay. So we go from dead, being tossed from a fucking platform onto some train tracks, Lord knows how far they were below. We could have seen a death on national television. And that is something that could be the death of TNA, the final nail in its coffin. But this was all because Mickie James was going to have one final match. Thanks, James Storm. Now, James Storm wanted Mickie to join the Revolution. She said no, and he's used this to gain her trust. Magnus, being a fiancé of Mickie James, for those who don't know, has been defensive, and God bless him. It hasn't worked. We almost saw the death of his wife, pretty much, and this will be a war. I can honestly say that if Magnus does not win this match, we could see the death of TNA. Because basically the man that almost killed her won a match. And speaking of crazy people, Bram will face Matt Morgan. Now, last Wednesday, he faced Vader, which, me saying that is crazy. Every week, Bram has been challenging former TNA stars, from Crimson to Joseph Park to Vader, which was very interesting. For those who don't know, back in the day, TNA used to be NWA TNA, and the National Wrestling Alliance basically had all its titles on pay-per-view every week for God knows how long. The NWA World Championship, the NWA Tag Team titles, and the newly created NWA TNA at that time, NWA TNA X Division title, which, being an X Division title, we all love today. Since then, Vader has been in WWE, and I think the last time I've seen Vader in a match was on the Raw 1000th of Raw thing with Heath Slater, and that was amazing. But we also saw another return. Matt Morgan, after that match, made the save, and for the first time, I didn't think I would ever say this because I didn't think it would ever happen, was Matt Morgan and Vader standing in the ring at the same time, standing tall, which was very weird, just to say the least. But Matt Morgan came out of nowhere, gets a pay-per-view match. Why not? Bram has been having this thing, and honestly, I would have wanted to see Jeff Jarrett in this position, ending the open challenge of Bram. It would have made sense to have Jeff Jarrett come and then have the end, which we'll get to Jeff Jarrett in a little bit. But in my mind, I would have rather seen Bram and Jeff Jarrett, the former founder of TNA, now owner of Global Force Wrestling, and the charade. That would have made, booking-wise, that would have made sense. But I guess that won't happen, at least for now. Matt Morgan will take the place. Matt Morgan, I don't even know where the hell he's been. Last time I remember, he was released from TNA a couple years ago, and has been was in the Hogan angle. basically, for that, until Hogan left TNA and they had nothing for him. Except team with Joey Ryan, who was also from the company. Matt Morgan will probably win this match. I don't know. I want to say Matt Morgan will win, just based on size and career-wise, just experience. But Bram has won every week, so I doubt it will change. And this match was originally going to be the 5th match in the series, so we would have seen a title match on this card, but Eddie Edwards, I believe, is having a travel issue. What I mean by that is he will be on a AAA show the same night as Slammaversary. So instead, we will have this match, Davey Richards versus Austin Aries. The winner chooses the stipulation for match 5 in the tag team series between the Wolves and the Dirty Heels at Bell to Bell. Honestly, we had the Wolves pick match 4. It's only fair that Austin Aries wins the match and then chooses the stipulation. There's no other way around it, unless you want to have another extreme match. I don't know what happens here. And this would have been a title match as well. The Dollhouse's Terrence Terrell should have originally defended the title against Awesome Kong and Brooke in a freeway for the belt. But instead, we have a 3-on-2 handicap match. Terrence Terrell, Marty Bell, and Mia Yim, aka Jade, will face Awesome Kong and Brooke Tessmacher. Now, before we go into anything, I just want to say that the Dollhouse has been the greatest female stable TNA has ever had. I love it. For those who know, Mia Yim, amazing wrestler, amazing multi-time world champion, a former Shine champion. And Marty Bell has had success in WSU as a tag team champion, I believe a Spirit champion. I want to say Spirit champion, I'm not quite sure. But the thing with Mia Yim and Marty Bell is amazing, and I just love it. And the fact that this is an actual thing going on right now is amazing. That just having these two with Terrence Terrell, and Terrence Terrell with the Dollhouse is amazing because of I believe it was against a match with Awesome Kong. It was no disqualification. The Dollhouse debuted early in the night, and they helped Terran win the match. And the Dollhouse was born, the greatest thing. They're even coming down the fucking hole, for fuck's sake. Doll parts by hole, which is great. Oh my god, it fits them perfectly. I mean, I can't believe it. It's amazing. But like I said, Marty Bell, former WSU tag team champion, two-time champion, former Spirit champion, and Mia Yim, a former Shine champion and a Shine tag team champion with a person we know as in NXT as Blue Pants, Leva Bates. But like I said before, this is a great match. I don't know what they would do. I mean, the advantage has to go to the Dollhouse, but again, you're facing Awesome Kong. And that's an advantage in itself for Brooke, having Kong as a partner. Will this alliance work? It tried to work for Gail Kim and Kong, which was a very interesting combination as well, but I doubt it. But we'll see what happens at Bell to Bell. And this match, Jesse Goddard versus Robbie E. And there's a match on here that's not on here for some reason. And I'll go back to that as well. But first I will go with this match, the Bros. Jesse Goddard, Robbie E. The bromance imploded, I believe, because of the Amazing Race thing, or something like that, or something similar to that. I don't know what to say. But it's interesting because this match has been thrown in out of nowhere. We saw Jesse Goddard destroy DJ Z, and that match happened, and this match happens. I honestly do not care who wins this match, but I just love seeing Mr. Spectacular back to what he was. A great wrestler, a great gimmick, a great body, and he will kill Robbie E. It's that simple. Robbie E is a former television champion. No, I'm not selling him short at all. But you have this mount of a man. You need to push him to become a star. That's all I have to say about that. And as I look for the match, because I know there was a tag team match with EC3 and Tyrus. It's not on here for some reason, yet they were promoting it. While I'm looking for that, I will talk about the Jeff Jarrett situation for right now. Jeff Jarrett came back last Wednesday on TNA, and the fact is that Jeff Jarrett is back. He wanted to have a match, or TNA wanted to have a match rather, because Jeff Jarrett didn't leave this company on his terms. He was fired basically. The whole when Sting was in charge, firing both Jarretts, and then Jarrett was off screen for a while and eventually actually left TNA on his own to form Global Force Wrestling. And Global Force Wrestling, for what I know, has had an alliance with several promotions. New Japan Pro Wrestling, a couple British promotions, AAA, CMLL, and many promotions to boot. I don't want to go through them all because we'll be here forever. But the fact is, Jeff Jarrett wanted to have one final match. Well, TNA did, but it was his match. The King of the Mountain match, a match we have not seen for a very long time. For those who don't know what a King of the Mountain match is, it's very simple. Well, it would be if there was a title on the line, because basically the match starts out as normal. Whoever's in the match is in the match, and eventually there would be a pinfall submission, and the person who was pinned would go into a penalty box for a few minutes, and that person becomes eligible to hold a championship and place it above the ring to win the match. Basically a reverse ladder match, basically, at that point. And it's interesting because I don't think there's a title on the line here unless we just crown the first ever Global Force Wrestling champion. I don't even know if they have a champion. But the fact is that this match is happening. Jeff Jarrett, Bobby Roode, Drew Galloway, Eric Young, and Matt Hardy in the King of the Mountain match. I don't even know there's a title on the line. I don't even know. But what I do know is out of these people, Jeff Jarrett will win this match. Because you're bringing in the owner of another company, the man that founded TNA. Yeah, I found the match. I'll get to that in a little bit. But the fact is, you have Jeff Jarrett, a man who left this company, a company he founded. It's only fitting to have Jeff Jarrett win this match and become what he has been since day one, the King of the Mountain. And finally, I found the match. It's not on here for some reason, but fuck it, because it was announced live on Impact. Lashley and Mr. Anderson will face Tyrus and EC3, which is weird because Kurt Angle doesn't have a match on the card, which is very weird. But what I do know is EC3 is undefeated. He is facing the world champion Kurt Angle in about 6 or 5 days at Bell to Bell. You need to have this man win a match to keep his streak. He has never been pinned. He has never been submitted since he came to TNA. And the fact is, like it or not, we could be looking at the new World Heavyweight Champion. So you need to make him there. And I don't care if you make Tyrus lose to keep the streak relevant. All I know is Slammaversary is this Sunday, and we will have a new World Heavyweight Champion at Bell to Bell. Mark my words.